Everyone, I'm Myrna Velasquez, and I wanted to share a little bit with everybody about my biggest mistakes with my Beachbody business, what I learned from it, and I'm hoping that they can help you in some way if this is something that happened to you. Now, I know when you start, we hear about setting business hours, power hours, time management, right? You need to listen to that. I was told it by my coach. You hear about it on team calls, but I never got disciplined to set business hours. Now I work full time, and I'm a mommy. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys are a parent with kids, and so this was my second job. When I came in, I was very blessed to start a lot of people from the beginning. I had a lot of challengers, a lot of people that I was helping. That was a huge blessing, but it came with a lot of work. And I was ready to give 100%. That's all you get from me is 100%. But I never got disciplined with setting my business hours. So I was working all day in the morning, on my lunch, in the evening. It was taking from family time. And what ended up happening was I started getting very, very overwhelmed with the business. This business is a blessing. It should never feel like a burden. And it wasn't the business, it was me being irresponsible and not setting business hours and following it. You need to have structure, especially if you are working full time, so you don't run into this problem. It's something that I have learned from, and it took me really, I got really, really overwhelmed, like to the point where I almost for 1 second thought like I'm gonna quit. Like I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's too much. And I love coaching. I can never quit coaching. So for that thought to even go through my mind was just not good. So I had to really take some time to reflect on what I was doing, realize that I was not setting business hours. I was not following a schedule that worked around my full-time job. And I was just being irresponsible with my time. So my advice to you guys to avoid it is from the get-go, once you know what your goal is, if you're whether you're a hobby coach or you're trying to become a full-time coach, go to your coach and find out how many hours you should be putting into your Beachbody business to reach your goal. Once you know what you need to be doing, make a schedule. Now remember, you do need to put time. You cannot put 10 minutes a day if you want to grow this fantastic business. We all know that nothing comes for free. You want to be successful, you have to invest your time into your business. But you need to find out how much time you should be putting, and then you need to get disciplined about setting your business hours, and you need to stick to them. Don't make the mistake that I made, because I was all over the place, all over the place. I am finally now finding my structure. I am not letting it interfere with my family time. For me, when I come home, homework is first. And if I have to sacrifice a little bit of sleep at night, I do that. Or if I have to wake up earlier, but I'm not constantly all the time on Facebook. Another mistake that I have to talk about. We are blessed to be able to use Facebook to market, free marketing. It's a blessing. You use it, we get to share our stories. We get to, invite so much people, meet new people. But you should not be just scrolling on Facebook. That's not a business activity. A business activity is scheduling challenge invites. Obviously, you run your challenge group on Facebook, inviting people, messaging people, but scrolling on the feed is not a business activity, which is something I was guilty of doing. So in that time that I was overwhelmed, part of it was me just being on Facebook that overwhelmed me, and I was blaming the business for it. That was my own fault. I wasn't being responsible. So please, if you want to scroll the feed, by all means do it. But if you're serious about this business, do your activities first. Make sure you have a daily checklist of what you want to accomplish in your power hour. Get that done first. And once you have your business first, then do whatever you want. But make sure that you don't get overwhelmed, because it can suck you in. Turn your notifications off if you have to. If you have to unplug for a couple of days, if you get really overwhelmed, reach out to your coach or to one of your teammates. And if you need to unplug, ask them if they'll post in your challenge group for you. Schedule some Hootsuite posts for you. So if you need to unplug, you can keep your messenger on to receive messages, but you can jump off of the feed. Please take this advice. This was something that really, really affected me and stressed me out. And like I said, this business is a blessing for us. So it's very important that you focus on your time management, set your business hours, get your power hour done before you do your fun stuff on Facebook, and stick to it. And that's pretty much it. I hope that this tip helps you because it was really something that affected me a lot. Please take the advice, use it, and I look forward to sharing more about the business with you guys this week. Have a great evening. Take care.